Can you do this? As early as your 40s, you may lose muscle and strength. Protein supports muscle health. Ensure Max Protein has 30 grams of high-quality protein to feed your muscles up to 7 hours. So take the challenge. Ensure.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News for Wednesday, that's Tuesday, May 5. I am Carrie Simpson. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Cane farmers appeal to government for aid. Central Village moves from violence to renewal. And later in sports, former reggae boy applies for reggae boy head coach job. Thank you for joining us. Now the details. The All-Island Jamaica Cane Farmers Association is making an urgent appeal to the government for financial support to stabilize the struggling sugarcane industry. Now, sugarcane farmers in Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth say they are facing massive financial losses following the abrupt end of the sugarcane season. Alia Bryant reports.
The sugarcane farmers based in Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth sell their crops to Pan-Caribbean Sugar Company and have a combined estimated 20,000 tons of sugarcane left to reap. Acting chairman of the All-Island Jamaican Cane Farmers Association, Dr. Horace Charu, says up to last week Wednesday, he and his members were given an assurance of an extension of production operations until May 10. This would give the farmers time to reap and sell most of their sugarcane. But a Pan-Caribbean Sugar Company spokesman in response says the group gave the standard 1-month notice on March 18 that the season would end on April 18. A further 12 days extension was given for the season to end on April 30. The spokesman added a subsequent 2-day extension, and that period ended on Saturday, May 2. The All-Island Jamaican Cane Farmers Association says they will take their grouses to the Sugar Industrial Authority SIA to have the matter ventilated and seek potential compensation. The standoff between the company and farmers is the latest situation involving Pan-Caribbean Group. Close to 2 weeks ago, a contamination was detected in batches of its sugar produced at the Froome Sugar Factory in Westmoreland. Authorities confirmed metallic particles were found in the sugar. The development led to a subsequent halt of production at the plant and recalling of batches of the sugar on the market. Alia Bryant, TVJ News.
Central Village, St. Catherine, once overwhelmed by violence, is now fighting to rewrite its story. Shamila Pullen explains.
There was a time when Central Village in St. Catherine recorded 40, 50, even over 60 murders in a single year. But in 2025, that number plunged to just 7. A dramatic turnaround, police say, reflects not just enforcement, but a community pushing back against crime.
It's really when you're telling somebody where you live and they ask if they can come over and they say, no, I'm not going to Central Village because Central Village bad. So that's really the stigma. So to see that the community is not in the news as much since the other day, and you know, most people now relate to Central Village as a quote-unquote bad area, but somebody that they can come in and drive, yeah.
Behind the drop, aggressive hotspot policing, targeted operations, and a renewed push to reach at-risk youth. But officers insist the real shift is coming from residents choosing a different path. Still, the violence hasn't disappeared.
It is unfortunate because each life that is lost, it is an unfortunate situation. But when we look at it, we can say Central Village is coming from a far way. And I would like for us to continue on this trajectory to ensure that at the end of 2026, we can say 2025 was a big year where we had a major reduction in crime. However, 2026, the profits for 2026 will outweigh whatever profit we had for 2025.
The police are now doubling down on youth intervention using sports, mentorship, and community engagement to break the cycle before it begins. Because this is no longer just about reducing numbers, it's about changing identity.
So we'll be able to say, all right then, we are now engaging with our youths. we're boosting their little self-esteem, and we're steering them in the right direction. And what do we get as a benefit at the end of the day? Crime reduction. So you now see that when members of Central Village should walk into any business establishment, any organization and seeking employment, the address that you have on your resume does not negatively impact your application process, and you're able to gain, gainful employment.
Shamela Pullen, TVJ News.
The St. Catherine Police recently launched their annual Peace Ambassador in Schools program as school violence across the island continues to increase. Commanding officer for the St. Catherine North Police Division, Senior Superintendent Hopton Nicholson, noted that the initiative comes at a time when students continue to turn to violence to resolve disputes.
There are a number of initiatives that we have shared with the school administrators that I think can help to strengthen the actual nurturing and to help to curb deviant behavior. We believe that if we work together with our stakeholders, such as these administrators, we can help to prevent some of the issues.
He is also calling on parents to put proper systems in place and to maintain open communication with their children.
Based on our Learn and Not Loiter initiative that we have, we go into the areas where we find the students hanging out. But we also notice that there are students who do not live or go to school in St. Catherine North. What they do, they'll take the bus from Kingston to St. Catherine North and go and hang out at homes of other students who are from St. Catherine when their parents are not home. So we ask parents to be vigilant, to put systems in place so that their students can report when they go to school, and you can know that their children are safe.
A 14-year-old boy is believed to have drowned at Reggae Falls in Seafood St. Thomas on Sunday. He has been identified as Romario Hyman, a student from Wyatt Road in the Seafood housing scheme. According to reports, sometime after 4 p.m., the teenager was at the popular attraction when he disappeared and was later found submerged in a deep section beneath the falls. Police were called to the scene and have since launched an investigation into the incident.
Can you do this? As early as your 40s, you may lose muscle and strength. Protein supports muscle health. Ensure Max Protein has 30 grams of high-quality protein to feed your muscles up to 7 hours. So take the challenge. Ensure.